to the Deliverance Network, and thank you so much for being with us again today and journeying with us these past few years. Don't forget to like, subscribe, pass this along to your circles, send us your comments. And today I really want to try to get the word out to as many people as possible. Again, that we are in very pivotal times for humanity, and that it is very, very important the choices that you're making. And as part of our segment today, I wanted to share a message that was given through Father Michel Rodrigue. Many of you know him. He's featured on Countdown to the Kingdom. This message from March the 17th, 18th, from apparently Saint Gabriel the Archangel to Father Rodrigue. And he talked a bit about Saint Joseph and the role that Saint Joseph has had in being this protector for the church all these years, since he was that grand protector, of course, for Jesus as his father while he was on earth. But the year 2021 apparently was a pivotal one for people to make a choice. And this is part of the message from Saint Gabriel the Archangel through Father Rodrigue. And he says that 2021 apparently is a time for people to really make a choice, because we've come through this period of time of protection of Saint Joseph, but certain health choices and stances that people have had to take this past year have created a bit of a dividing line. And then Saint Gabriel says, the year 2021 is a year of discernment for those who want to be faithful to Christ. To all those who wish to follow Christ, Saint Joseph will assist you. And then he says, by December though, and it's already started, all those who reject Christ find themselves entering into a force of delusion that makes them believe a lie. A social and planetary lie organized and prepared by the acolytes of the Antichrist. They form a false church, which is indeed the social body of the Antichrist. They are the ones who rule by fear, domination, by communist and socialist ideologies. They are manipulating for a false universal brotherhood. And I've spoken about this a little bit. You've heard a lot about it from various people on the Watchtower. It's known as the Great Reset, the New World Order, and we see the signs of it emerging all around us. And he goes on to say they have infiltrated the Church of Christ with a view to disfiguring it and desecrating its sacraments. And this is not a small thing. He also says at one point that we are going to have to be prepared for the mark of the beast, the choice of whether to take the mark of the beast or not. And so that is a very, very serious thing to be actually saying, that perhaps we are in the time of revelation and that we may have that decision coming upon us. It's not something that's easy to witness to, and of course not something that is easy to hear. But we will be supported, he says, by Saint Joseph. We will be supported by Mary, our angels, etc., to go through anything that we have to do. And he referenced Thessalonians chapter 2. And it says, we ask you, brothers, with regard to the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our assembling with him, not be shaken out of your minds suddenly, or to be alarmed either by a spirit or by an oral statement or by a letter allegedly from us to the effect that the day of the Lord is at hand. Let no one deceive you in any way. For unless the apostasy comes first and the lawless one is revealed, the one doomed to perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above every so-called good and order of worship, object of worship, so as to seat himself in the temple of God, claiming that he is God. Do you not recall that while I was still with you, I told you these things? And now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his time. And he goes on in talking about Saint Joseph being that grand restrainer. And he finishes this message, he says, even though the Antichrist tears seem to suffocate the righteous and the saints, giving the impression of the death of God and the end of the Catholic Church, all of this is only an appearance. When St. Joseph retires, which he says apparently December the 8th, this happened in 2021, the Immaculate Heart of Mary will begin the beginnings of the triumph of her Immaculate Heart for her children and for the Church. The Church will go through the pains of a purification where the Virgin Mary will accompany her as Mother of Sorrows. Then he says something that's hard to hear again. Some of her children will be martyrs, but we've already been seeing that in various countries in the world. They will wear the palm of the victory of Christ on the day of the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. At the time when the Antichrist will appear, the time of the refuges prepared by the holy hearts of Jesus and Mary, and the very pure heart of St. Joseph will sound. The refuges are the work of 3.5 years announced in the book of Revelation, and they are the work of God. And he finishes and says, small herd, do not be afraid. Look with the eyes of faith, hope, and love. The shelters are under the special protection of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. This is how her Immaculate Heart wanted it. Can you not now see the work of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph? Everything you need to know has been said. Live in confidence to accomplish His divine will, and repeat this prayer often. And of course, it's the prayer of the Divine Mercy. Jesus, I trust in you. And from Countdown to the Kingdom, you know, we're all wondering, well, what are the timelines here? When, we're not to guess at dates, etc., but we are wondering, you know, where we're at with regard to these timelines and events coming, events that are already here. There's a very interesting timeline that's available on Countdown to the Kingdom, and you can find it there quite easily, countdowntothekingdom.com. And it has a little sign of the different stages which correlate to the seals of Revelation. And we're kind of somewhere right now in about the second seal, as far as I believe and others on the Watchtower believe. And so we're going to be looking at things coming, minor persecution, social collapse, economic collapse. We're already seeing war beginning, of course, in Europe. And then the warning is going to fall right here. It's going to be that reprieve time in the middle before the purification time, where we will be fully protected if we choose God. And so you can look that up on countdowntothekingdom.com, and lots of messages, videos from Father Michel Rodrigue there. You can go through a retreat with Father Rodrigue there as well, and really, really solid information from a variety of visionaries. So check that out for yourself. And again, shared not to inspire fear, but to inspire you to think about what the signs of the times are showing us. They're unfolding everywhere for those who have eyes to see and perhaps know their Bibles and have a relationship with God. This is the moment to make your choice. We're in 2022 now. We're in a decisive time in human history. You want to be on the side of safety, truth, justice, love, choosing God the Father. So you do not need to fear that you're here, because you have the protection of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, as St. Gabriel says. So thank you so much again for joining us at the Deliverance Network. May God bless you in your spiritual journey today.